Imagine a world where you couldn't get to where you wanted to go. Well, that happens to me on a regular basis. Did I mention I'm in a wheelchair? Two drivers wouldn't let me on a bus last week because of buggies. On both occasions, the mothers tried to fight my case by offering to fold the buggies up or sit on the same side as each other. Both drivers refused and were pretty rude about it. I argued with the drivers, told them that rules were one buggy, one wheelchair, and in any case, it's illegal to leave someone in a wheelchair at a bus stop. It's in Stagecoach's terms and conditions. Both drivers told me they didn't care what I said because I was wrong and closed the door on me. The second one though went further and said, "You're just a pain, you've always been a pain." He then shut the door on me and drove off. I was a bit upset when he said that. Is it fair that I can't use public transport like everyone else because I'm disabled?
To actually promote independence, it's also about, it's another life skill for them. It's also about, because some of the young people do not have friends in their own local community, because they go to other schools, it's really important for them to not be isolated. It's to be a part of the community, to build up those relationships out with the family.
Be the same as everybody else, so they can get out and go to the pictures, go to the shops, same as everybody.
Yeah, socialise, and also it's important that if they can travel independently, they can go to college on the bus or by train, just the same as everybody else.
Jake can travel independently, although he has autism. And you had a situation, didn't you, Jake, when you were going to college?
Yep, first day I was going, bus came, drove straight past me.
Now, of course, that is a break in Jake's routine, so he knew to do the right thing. He phoned me, and thankfully that day I wasn't working, so I told him just come straight home, and I gave him a lift to college. But if it had been the following day, I would have been working, and it could have been a whole different situation for Jake. There would have been increased anxiety, not sure what to do next, things like that.
When young people are even on the bus with their own parents, this was an eye-opener for me as well, just how much that child or that young person relies on that parent to get them off the bus. It's not even getting on the bus, it's getting it off the bus, because they have to ring the bell, they have to wait, and then if they're not, unsteady on their feet, they're having to rely on the parent continually talking to them to actually move them forward, giving them that wee bit of time to move about. It's not built in. I think it's the people that's driving the bus or the train. They're the ones that's trying to move it along quicker and quicker. No, you can't do it for everybody. You do have to have that wee bit of leeway.
We got up out of our seats to get out of the bus. It was a busy bus and a lot of people standing. And the bus driver didn't allow us enough time to get off. And Alex was sort of thrown about a bit. But I did speak to the driver. He was in a pretty surly mood. He was having a bad day, obviously, and said that I thought that wasn't acceptable. And he said he had a schedule to meet.
Sometimes the bus drivers aren't as understanding as they could be. Some are very good, some aren't. I think it's that preconceived idea of, because they see somebody with a difficulty, they maybe rush, there's not enough time given, that kind of idea.
Not everybody's the same, and the bus drivers, well, people who operate public transport just need to raise their awareness that everybody needs different levels of consideration, and just to be aware of other people's needs.
It should wait until that person is able to move from that seat and feel comfortable and safe to be able to do that. But sometimes that doesn't happen.
Trying to get Rachel on a bus in a wheelchair is really, really difficult. They're not on all routes. She would need to have, obviously, somebody with her, but it's the physical effort of getting her on the bus because she can't stand or walk at all, so she can't assist really in any way. On the buses, it would be great if you knew exactly where the buses were at any given time and that there was more of them. It would be great to go out and just know that you were able to get on any bus. You know, and why shouldn't Rachel be able to get on any bus like anyone else? But that isn't the case at the moment. So if all the buses were kitted out so that she was able to get on the bus, then she would be able to do what she wanted with her friends. It's just independence. It's for her to be able to do what she wants when she wants. I don't think they really know what it's like. You know, I don't think they have a full understanding of what it's really like to be in a wheelchair and the difficulties that you have to overcome. And I know that they do try. I mean, all companies do try to do the best that they can, but they really don't know. They don't know what it's like and what people like Rachel need. And I think that's what's wrong. I think they really need, you know, to liaise with like children, young people like Rachel, and find out from her exactly what she would like.
I think at this present stage it would be a great step forward if ScotRail, the public transportation side of it per se, would actually get included into education and come into the schools at a far earlier age. Why not start to think about independent travel? What is independent travel? Get them to explore that, get them out and about at an early stage and going into public transport, not always relying on their parents to do that side of it, but give them another, if you like, another strand to learning about it.
When young people with disabilities reach teenage years, I think they're very conscious of their limitations. And I think sometimes they feel powerless, you know. Anything which gives them that bit of independence, that bit of power over their lives, I mean, is to be encouraged, I would say. We did have an experience when Rachel and we decided one Saturday morning, it was a nice morning, we thought, right, we'll go to Edinburgh on the train. Went down to the train station not knowing that the rugby was on in Edinburgh. So when we got down to the train station and they have the ramp to help you onto the train, and we were told, you know, that really we might not be able to get you on this train and that you should have booked it in advance because there's only one space and the rugby's on in Edinburgh and the train's busy. I felt almost as if I was getting a telling off because I wanted to go on the train to go to Edinburgh. You know, if it hadn't been for the fact that we'd said we were going to Edinburgh, I could have just turned around and went back in the car and went home again.
They're individuals just like every other person, so why should their independence be restricted by limitations on public transport?
Rachel should be like anybody else. We as a family should be like anyone else. If we want to go and do something, we should really be able to go and do it, but we really are limited as to what we can do. You know, why should we have to phone up in advance? What if we decide like that day on the spur of the moment that we did want to go to Edinburgh? You know, why shouldn't we be able to do that like anybody else?
It's about communication. It has to come back to communication. There's a definite lack of communication and understanding sometimes about disabilities. It's another generation, and how much have we learned?